What do you get when you take a non-90s 90s baby who grew up in the early 2000s who can't sleep anymore because when he was growing up he used to wake up at 12 in the morning to watch Transformers Cybertron right before school on a school day, which was not a good idea because now he has lifelong issues about not sleeping enough. That's right, an Optimus Prime tier list. Yes, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing something a little special, something a little near and dear to my heart. We are going to be ranking almost, and I say almost to every Optimus Prime design. This list is missing Transformers one. Look, I spent a little too much time looking for an updated tier list with the new design. I couldn't find one, so this is our next best guess. Yeah, whatever. Here we have an Optimus Prime tier list. So our tiers for today are Robot Space Jesus, the real power of a Prime, classic, brand new line from Transformers Rise of the Beast. Great movie, underrated. People don't get it. One Shall Stand makes sense. Obviously, reference to the '86 movie. You know, it's a good line. It's not amazing. It's still good though. Then we have Age of Extinction and Last Night. You know what? I'm gonna switch the last two tiers. I think Age of Extinction and The Last Night are far worse than Sentinel Prime. How the hell do I switch these hoes? There we go. Okay, this is our updated tier list now. Then we have Sentinel Prime. Obviously, in now many continuities, Sentinel Prime is quite an asshole. I don't like him. And then finally, at the very bottom of this list, we have Age of Extinction and The Last Night. That is right, those are the worst. It doesn't get any worse than that. Oh god, those movies are insufferable. You know what? We're gonna move on. Let's just get started here because we have quite a bit of design. So let's do this. We have Transformers Prime Optimus Prime, and this is the first version. We'll get to the second version in a second. But this is a sleek ass design. I will not lie to you. I really think they cooked this design. And then when they turn this into the first edition toy, let me see if I can find an image of it real quick. Brother, look at this thing. This thing is so screen accurate, so beautiful. Oh, I need my hands on this one day. One day I will get first edition Prime. Also, I should specify what we're classifying as a good design. I think with Optimus Prime, I want to go based on what he represents to each incarnation, to each story, and how it shows him as this more father-like figure, this very space Jesus for lack of better words, and how each design represents that in the show they're trying to represent, and how he just represents being a good leader, I guess. Whatever I think looks cool. This design though really works. But this show tried to take what worked about the Bayverse films, the live action films, and what works about classic Transformers media, and blended the two together in a very nice and compact fashion. And I think this design works. It's very sleek, it's very elegant, but it's a great modern interpretation of what Prime is. And he's got that classic silhouette, very thin waist, big ass shoulders, but it works for me. I like this design. So therefore, I'm gonna put it in the power of a real Prime. I would put it in space, Robot Space Jesus, and it might go up later, but I don't know yet. Moving on though. This is the second version of Optimus Prime we have in Transformers Prime. Look, a lot of people were complaining that the first version was too skinny. So what did Hasbro go and do? Well, they made this motherfucker huge. And in my opinion, it's not a bad design. I think it's a little too bulky for my liking. Beast Hunters is weird. If you know about Beast Hunters, it was not the original plan. And inherently, I don't think this design is terrible. It's actually really nice. I think it's more classic to a traditional Prime, you know, very bulky, very square, a lot of squares, rectangles in this design. I just think it's kind of overdoing it a little bit. It's just like the first one was pretty realistic to a real life truck, and then they just made this guy just a military foo. I don't know. It's not a bad design. Like I said, I actually really enjoy it. I think it looks really cool, but it feels more like an alternate version of Prime than it does like an actual Optimus Prime. And so because of that, we're going to put him in One Shall Stand. That's a good ranking, I think. I would hope so. So this is the design we have next, if you look at the tier list here, this one is actually, it's a fan art rendition of the box art toy, but what it is, it's Transformers G1 box art Optimus Prime. It's the art that was on the toy box, a slightly different version than what was in the show. Obviously, it's still good. You know, they tweaked things up, simplified the design, but for what this is, I think it's a great design. It's very nostalgic. Obviously, there's a lot of parts to this design that I really enjoy, that I'm surprised they haven't utilized more in when they do renditions of G1 Optimus. I think the tech stuff on the arms is pretty cool. The yellow eyes, you know, I think it works for me. I think the yellow eyes work for me because it breaks up the red and blue color scheme. It's just so different and interesting, and I'm surprised that we don't have more Optimuses with this, but I guess it makes sense because, you know, eye colors and Transformers mean a lot. We're just gonna put him in one shell stand. Above Beast Hunters Prime? I don't think so. We've made it to the OG motherfucking Space Jesus himself. I got that hoe back there. You know what? I'm gonna go get that hoe real quick. Here he is. Look, the fact that this design right here has been used in so much media and still continues to be used is a testament to how good it is. Look at him! Space Jesus right here, this is where it came from. This design to me is nearly perfect. It does everything that the show intended to do, that the toy intended to do, that the character intends to do. It's America, red, white, and blue, land of the free. He represents freedom, whatever, right? Whatever. But yeah, it's truly perfect. I think the color scheme, in terms of where the colors lie on the body, work. The proportions are there. He's got abs, man. He's got abs, bro. He did the iconic face mask, the pointy ears. It's just such a perfect design. Also, I've always enjoyed the accents of yellow that later incarnations of G1 add, like the headlights or the little arrows on the arms. You know, I think it could have benefited from this, but obviously it's the mid 80s. It just works. It's just, gosh, put him anywhere else but Robot Space Jesus. I think it's the place he belongs. That's where it all started. So here we have Laser Optimus Prime, who appears in Transformers G2, whatever. But this design, Laser Optimus Prime, I think is a really cool design. It always reminded me of the Bayverse Optimus Prime because of the truck mode, right? He's the Peterbilt truck. I like this design, but he's just purely shoulders. Like, half the truck is on his shoulders, and that's the thing that always kind of bothered me. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be guns, but it's just the front of the truck, man. Black, the gray, the red, and the blue. It just feels like a lot. And then you have the accents of yellow. It really is doing a whole lot. So, and it's not the best design, but I like it for what, you know, it's trying to do, I guess. We're gonna add him in a one shell stand, and he's gonna go. Oh, do I look? Yeah, he's gonna go right there. So now we've got Transformers Robots in Disguise, not the 2015 version, the 2001 version, Optimus Prime in his base mode, normal mode, whatever you want to call him. And this is a fun design. I think they try to do something different here, and I respect them a lot for it. In this incarnation, he's a fire truck, and for the most part, I think that's a good idea. I just have issues with, we'll get to it, but this design, his base form, I think it's fun. Like I said, it's a good, fun design. You know, he's got all the classic traits of Optimus Prime. He's got the reds, he's got the blues, he's got the mask, he's got the ears, he's got the windows for chest, the space abs. What else could you ask for? It's fun. It's a little generic, in my opinion. I don't know where to put him. I'm kind of not liking it the more I see it. I have to put him in a one shell stand. I feel like I'm going to put everybody in one shell stand. We'll move people. We'll move people around. We'll move them around. He's at the bottom of this, though. I've got to throw somebody. Dude, I don't know. We'll get there. So then, this is also still Armada Prime, but in his upgraded form. Like I said, so he turns into a fire truck, right? but part of the fire truck becomes this set of armor that he wears. And this is the turnout. This design tries and it fails in my opinion. It's just really messy. I think the armored Optimus Prime look is something that gets mastered later down the line, and when it gets mastered a whole lot better. This design just doesn't even look, it looks like it would be a different Transformer. This looks like Sentinel Prime from Dark of the Moon more than it does Optimus. I don't like the chest. It's very, the asymmetricalness doesn't work for me in this case. The only thing I actually like about this design is the helmet. I think it's actually pretty cool. It's very reminiscent of Optimus Primal's face in the way he's got just like a silver, he's just got a bar over his mouth. I don't know. I like the design element though. This is going to be our first one in Sentinel Prime. Sorry, buddy. So next we have Transformers Armada Optimus Prime, and we're going to have 3 different versions of them. This is the first one. This is his Cybertronian mode, which shows up in the show for like 2 minutes or something. I don't know. This is a really good design that I wish got more screen time, and I would have loved to have seen the robot mode for this. We never will. Let's be honest. We're never gonna see what this transformed into. But God, this is such a good design. It's what I like the most about it is its silhouette. Like, it's proportionally so. It kind of reminds me of the Laser Prime in that he's supposed to have these like bigger, broader shoulders, and he's supposed to look more not menacing, taller. I don't know, but I really like it. I like the guns on the arms. I like the tall shoulders. I really like the way the windows on the chest piece are designed, and the red that accents the space abs. The blue belt really works for this, and I'm really sad we didn't get to see more of it because I like it a lot. I like this design a lot. I'm gonna put it pretty high up. He's going in the real power of Prime. So now we have the version of Armada Prime that most people are familiar with, and by most, so now we have the version of Armada Prime that most people obviously know. This version is the one that existed for the majority of the show, and this is not a bad design. I actually think this is a really great design. It tried to do something different again. This time they just got rid of the windows on the chest completely and just went with all labs. I don't mind it. It's not the greatest design. I like the yellow hands. The yellow hands were definitely something different that I think worked and paid off. And I think, wait, he might even have yellow eyes if I'm not mistaken. He's got the yellow eyes. They did the thing. But yeah, the smokestacks, his guns on the arms, also really fun. Tires on the side of the legs. Classic design, element. Looks kind of scrawny, and maybe it comes down to the fact that his chest don't really protrude all that high up. They just kind of sit level. Still though, great design. I like this a lot. We are gonna put him in the real power of a Prime. Now come on y'all, you know Armada cooked with Optimus Prime super mode. Bro, taking the trailer and making this is the real Optimus Prime here, bro. I'm so surprised that more versions of Optimus haven't utilized the trailer as much as you think. Obviously, we've seen it with the Bayverse films, we've seen it with Energon, but this, I think Armada did it the best. Because when I said the last one's design was a little bit scrawny, this one is not. This is the complete opposite. By taking the trailer and making him the lower half of another body and giving him the super mode, it takes the design up a trillion levels. I think this design is phenomenal. I really like the head. The head is different, and the way the smokestacks on the ears, the way the ears go out instead of up is a really cool element. The quality is not the greatest, but you get the design. You get the idea. And the silhouette just works. He's very tall. When you think of a leader, this is a leader. He's just got everything that works. I think the red in the chest and the blue everywhere else with the silver really works. And like I was saying, the accents of gold really add a lot to this design. I really enjoy it a lot. And of course, nobody can forget that iconic transformation and the way he comes together. Yeah, he's going in Space Robot Jesus. So now we've got Transformers Energon Optimus Prime, and everything that worked about the last design does not exist here. This design sucks to me. Look. He's doing what Armada did and RIDU 2001 did, where he's got a super mode, and we're gonna get to that in a second, of course. But his base design, usually the other ones, the base design have been really good, right? An example of RID, he was better than the actual form in my opinion. But this fucking sucks. They burned the stove with his design. He is way too chunky. He's a box with sticks as arms and legs. Nah, this design, he's not atrocious. Actually, what am I saying? He is atrocious. He's going in the last night. He's there. Okay, so this is Energon Prime, right? He carries different sets of vehicles in his big ass trailer. You want to see what his trailer looks like real quick? This is what it looks like, right? And inside those vehicles, he can combine with them. This is basically Power Rangers, but as Transformers. And this is what you get. Honestly, I don't really like it. I think the colors are all over the place, and that's what doesn't work about this, is that this isn't Transformers. I mean, this isn't Power Rangers. This is Transformers. He's not as bad. So now we got Transformers Cybertron Optimus Prime. Y'all know I got some nostalgia for this guy. I stayed up super late watching this guy, way later than I should have. But bro, is this design hard? It's so dynamic. It's so nice. The broad shoulders, the beautiful chest pieces, the space abs. Oh, it's such a good design. It's damn near perfect in my opinion. Just such a good design. And it has the yellow eyes. Oh, he's so good. I will say it is kind of weird though that he has two sets of windows. One on the shoulders, one on the chest. I don't mind it though. I really like this design. But I can't put him in Robot Space Jesus, and you'll see why. He is going in the Power of a Real Prime though. He's actually going at the top of that. Okay, so this is still Transformer Cybertron, and just like the last couple of versions of him, he takes his trailer and this boy says, yeah, I need more firepower. Y'all think Bayverse Prime with wings is dope? This is where it came from. This is the damn inspiration. Bro, this guy is fucking fire. Bro, just look at him. They just took a design that was already A tier and turned it into an S tier design. There's no other place than Space Robot Jesus. Okay, this is Transformers Animated Optimus. Okay, like I was talking about at the very beginning with Transformers Prime Optimus, in the way that it takes the Bayverse design and kind of just fixes it, simplifies it. This is basically that, but as an animated version. Here, I love the show. Different interpretation of Optimus, a lot younger, a lot more naive, and it works. For what this show is trying to do, this works, because he obviously isn't the greatest, the fatherly, heavenly figure that we know him as, but it's such a solid design, and it takes all the essential elements of what Optimus Prime needs and does it well. So therefore, we are going to put this guy in the Power of a Real Prime, and he's going to go up top, right next to these boys. Nope. There you go. And of course, if he wasn't good enough as is, they gave this motherfucker a big ass hammer and a jetpack. This is a fun design. It's a good improvement. I don't think it changes my complete perspective of what I like about this design, but I think it's good. It's fun. I always wanted the toy of this, because just look at him. Just looks so cool. He's so sick, man. But yeah, I really like this design. If Transformers Animated would have kept going, we would have obviously seen it. We didn't get the most screen time with it, but that's fine. We are gonna put him in the Power of a Real Prime. So now we are back with Animated, and this is his Cybertronian form. It's clearly supposed to be Orion Pax. It's very much inspired by G1 Orion Pax, and I actually like this design more than his main design. I don't know why. The main design is obviously very simple, and this one adds a little bit of it adds a little more extra detail in certain areas, certain lines, and I think it really works for this design. I'm gonna switch him with the other one. Beep. and then you're gonna go down here to there. Now we've made it to the live action movies, and here we have Bay vs. Prime. This is not the original design. Bay basically, Michael Bay, he got a lot of death threats, and so he said, okay, fine, I'll give you a better design. And what he gave us was a better design. The flames changed the whole generation. This render right here, oh my goodness, man. This render tells you everything you need to know. But this design really, really works for me. It has all the fundamental elements that an Optimus Prime design needs, right? He's got the pretty broad shoulders, the windows on the chest. He's got versions of space abs, but you see them more in Dark of the Moon. The blue, the red, color scheme, tires everywhere, flames for some reason. I've always loved the design. I've always wanted a figure of this. I think this could probably be one of my favorite designs ever for Optimus, just because of how much nostalgia I have for it. I grew up on this design, so I don't know, it's just perfect. The face is really great too. I really like it a lot. He's going Space Robot Jesus. Even if he is Murderous Prime, for that design I can forgive him. So then Michael Bay took what was one of my favorite designs and turned it into one of my least favorite designs, because what the fuck, why is Optimus Prime a knight? I think this is a fun one-off story, but it's not good for the movies in my opinion. People like this design. I don't. I'm not most people. This shit is ass. Let's be honest. This is not Optimus Prime. It's a cool design, but it's not a transformer. It's just a fucking robot, alien robot. Nah, this shit is it's at the bottom. So this technically comes before the last design, but this is Invasion Mode Optimus. This is the design he has at the beginning of Age of Extinction. It's not a bad design. It's essentially just the Bayverse design, but this time he has the more G1 accurate truck. Also, no toy of this has ever been accurate. It always turns him. They always give him a normal color scheme. Like I said, not a bad design. Doesn't really do much for me. Don't really care about it. I'm just gonna throw him right here. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. It is Bumblebee movie Optimus. The shit that this guy does in like a minute, in comparison to most incarnations of him, is crazy. This guy had like 20 different robots on him, and he said, that's it? That's all you guys can do? No, this design is perfect. It is the most perfect design that there can be. And I really like the Rise of the Beast design a lot. But this is just so accurate to G1. It's verbatim. It's one. It's very safe. I think that is my only concern here, is that it's just a very safe Optimus Prime. There's been a lot of versions of him, and this one doesn't try to do anything new. It doesn't try to do anything different, and that's fine. I like it a lot for what it is. Also, that's not a Cybertronian truck, you silly goose. That's a human truck. But yes, we're gonna put him in Space Robot Jesus. Is he above Bayverse? No. So now we've got Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus. This might be a hot take. Personally, I like this design more than Bumblebee movie design. This just takes that design and makes it a little more gritty, a little bit more realistic, and I think that's what I appreciate the most about this design, right? A lot more silver, it's a lot darker. My only issue with this is just a nitpick with the film, is that he looks very dirty, right? But when he transforms, it's like the cleanest truck mode ever. That's the only thing. But like I said, this is one of my favorite designs. I really like the Bayverse one, but this for me does more. I'm gonna put him above Bayverse. So now we've got the line continuity. This is supposed to be the same version of Optimus Prime from Transformers Prime. It's not, clearly, whatever. This is from the War for Cybertron game. It's a great design. Everybody loves the design. Oh, wrong one. Wait, no, that is the right one. Yeah, this is a great design. He's very chunky. He's a chunky boy, but he's chunky in the right ways. This is no Energon Prime. This boy's beefy. He can beat your ass. He's a great design. We're gonna put him right here, right over there. Okay, so this is Transformers Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime, obviously sequel to War for Cybertron. Not as strong of a design as the first one. He's a little more chunky in this quadrant. The other one had an itty bitty waist. Nothing wrong with non-itty bitty waist. I don't know why I would say that. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a good design. It does, like I said, it's not as strong as the first one. He's still chunky boy. He could still definitely beat some ass. We're just going to put him in a one shell stand. Right there. Okay, so now we have Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 Optimus Prime. And this is a sequel to Prime. And after being a super beefy boy, he's come down in weight. He's a lot slimmer. This design is not it, man. It's such a boring design, in my opinion. He's all neck. He's like 90% legs. It's a cool looking robot. I just don't really like it all that much for Optimus. It's just very safe. And this version of Optimus is supposed to be a lot older, but this design doesn't give me that impression. He looks a lot younger, if anything. Yeah. He's going to Sentinel Prime. Okay, so Optimus, so Robots in Disguise is where I stopped giving shit about the show. I really liked Prime. I started Robots in Disguise. I didn't like the tone, so I dropped the show. But then he gets this beefy power up. So I can't really tell you how or why he has this. He just does. It's a lot better than the first one. I don't really care for this design either. There's a lot more black on it, silver. It just doesn't really do much to design. It just kind of like all it did was really just add more color to it. Nah, I don't really care. Okay, so now we've got Transformers Rescue Bots Prime. I remember watching Rescue Bots when I was an itty bitty boy, and this is not a bad design. You know, it's got all the classic elements that an Optimus Prime design has. Nothing wrong with it. This is a kid's show. I'm not going to criticize this too hard because it is a kid's show. It's fun. It does what it needs to do. There's not really much to be said here. You know, he's very chibi, very childish. I like the yellow eyes though. I will say I like the yellow eyes. And the tires on the arms is kind of cool. So we're going to add him right over here. And one shell's down. So now we've got Transformers Rescue Bots. This is also still technically supposed to be the same version as the last Optimus Prime. This is not it. This Rescue Bots is the... Oh shit, no. Rescue Bots Academy. I'm so sorry. And they brought back Optimus. This design, man. He's all chin and all neck. Brother. Nah, dude. It's almost good until you get to the upper half of his shoulders, and everything above that is just bad. Yeah, we're going down here. Transformers Earthspark Optimus Prime. Again, this is a kid's show. It's a fine design. It doesn't do anything crazy. It stays pretty safe to Transformers and Optimus Prime. He's got his classic silhouette, but this is a safe design. Nothing too wrong with it. It's not gonna tickle my fancy. It's just alright. Okay. Oh, well, that's the wrong one. We're not gonna do these ones because I'm only doing the games and the shows, and these are collabs with other stuff, blah blah blah. And that's right, we have made it to our most recent entry in Transformers lore, and that is Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. And I think this is a fine design. It's not the best Optimus Prime design we've ever gotten. I think there's far better, but I think it works. This is a great interpretation of what Optimus Prime as a younger bot looks like, and this film obviously did a great job at doing what it needed to do, and I think this silhouette, this design, all the elements are there that make a classic Optimus Prime, but obviously he's a lot younger, a lot more inexperienced, and I think this is a great design. I like it a lot. It does what it needs to do. I like the fact that you can see the Matrix through his glass. I think that's a very interesting element that more designs don't really capitalize on. He would go in the power of a real Prime. But with that being said, this is my Optimus Prime tier list. I think Robot Space Jesus, all the designs on here are phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Dude. I have a sweet spot for powered up Primes. If I could add the jetpack version of Optimus Prime from Revenge of the Fallen, I would. But yeah, this is great. The Power Real Prime, just really solid designs overall. Excuse me. They just needed. They're not like perfect. Like I'm not gonna cream over them, but I think they are just really great designs. One shell stand, they're just good. They're not bad. Most of them are pretty safe. They do what they need to do in terms of just an Optimus Prime design. They work though. Then Sentinel Prime is kind of where they drop the ball. It's like there's things you could have done to vastly improve these designs, especially when the bar is so high. It's a little bit hard to. And then finally, Age of Extinction and the Last Knight. Yeah, those designs are fucking. Those are trash. All neck, knight, square. But yes, this is my tier list. Obviously, not everybody's gonna agree with this, and that's fine. I'm gonna link this tier list down in the comments, but down in the description below. So if you want to go rank your own Optimus Prime tier list, go ahead and do it. And if you want to just tell me your own tier list, what your favorite Optimus Prime designs are, let me know down in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments. I love seeing what you guys think, what you guys liked about my tier list, what you guys didn't like about my tier list. Just comment something, man. But as per usual, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch me talk about Space Jesus. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.